Hello, welcome to chapter 6 of the feature tutorial. On this chapter I'm going to show you how to apply the color combination to the face. Alright, so now I have the overlay layer on top of this value, and now I'm picking the skin tone color and kind of apply it. It looks pretty light when you paint it, so you might need some help with the multiply layer. So I add some red onto the certain part of the face, like on the side and maybe on the nose. I'm trying to maintain the value. Sometimes overlay layer can alter your value and changing your the look of the overall face, and that's why I have the multiply layers kind of like darken it and make it. It's helped me kind of maintain the value arrangement that I had before. Now I'm applying some color onto the armor, like make it kind of bluish, metal bluish. Now I'm using the blue color will reflect on the face, so because it's from the armor, so it's reflect the lower part of the face and some of it. So whatever the environment color that's surrounding the character, it will also reflect on the face, and this guy will probably have like a kind of blue reflection on him. And sometimes when in a scene that's kind of like, if the scene is all red, then your skin color should reflect that scene and it should be more red. And now I'm doing another overlay color and giving back his face a little more of the skin color and applying some red color onto the tip of the nose. So now we have some, giving it some life here with the color variation of the face. Don't do one color to the face, because that just not, it looks cool, but it looks cooler with variation of color. And it's, if you go to live drawing and things like that, go paint, you notice that a person on a face has a lot of color, not just one plain flesh tone. It has a lot of things involved, because the human body is very complex, and the more variation of color you add onto the face, then the more real it will look, or the more life it will have, sort of. And I'm using multiply and adding some flesh tone back to the face a little bit more. It's kind of like picking from the palette. So from here I think it's good, and now I'm just gonna go to color balance, and mid-tone I'm gonna go using the warm hue, the red and the yellow, just a little more, usually on the skin. But if it was something else, then you can use like the cool tone. And now the highlight, I'm gonna use the cool tone to give it the highlight again, and then the blue is cyan, and then the shadow I'm gonna give it warm shadow. There you go. As you can see that the change on the skin, like the lighter part of the skin will be kind of bluish now compared to the rest of the face. And now I'm going to merge it down. There you go. So he has more contrast on this one, and I'm gonna paint over this, or cleaning it up, the face. So now I'm using a 70% round hard edge brush and soft edge to kind of like clean things together, and then hard edge brush is used to kind of like creating edge or section of the surface of the shadow and the light and things like that. And now I'm tweaking his jawline, using hard edge again to create his part of his face. I mean, as of now, I think his face looks okay as a concept, but we will take it a little further. So now I'm adding some highlight onto the top of his eyebrows, and now I'm fixing his ears, drawing on the earlobe, and adding some back next skin tone, and then adding some color of the lips onto the upper lips a little bit, and trying to fix rounding up his lips, and tone down the shadow underneath his lip a little more. And then applying or retweaking on the other side of the face. Now adding some darker color on the side of the nose. And cleaning up his cheeks. There you go. See, when you apply like the more solid color, is make, you know, the sharp it looks better, and the soft it looks kind of smoother, and it's got a lot less confusion, and it's giving it more of a solid color to, and it looks kind of better, even though sometimes it's not so accurate, but it's the confidence of the stroke that makes it look correct, or make it look how you want it. And underneath the eyes, just going around and kind of like tweak all the mid-tone that you can first before you apply like the highlight and things like that. Kind of like going around and observe and just fixing things here and there, round the mid-tone out, clean it up, and then you worry about the highlights and things, because sometimes once you put highlight on, that's like the most final stage, and you don't want to do that when you work on something, because it is kind of how do you say, it will sort of throw you off sometime. It could be a two-edged sword. It could help you out and it could throw you off. And now I'm adding some light to the lower lips. There you go. See, when you add it, is the feature or the plane look, it make it a little more of a geometry than rather than a plane. I think that's the highlight is a little too out of place, so I'm gonna tone it down. Okay, now I have to make it part of the chin, and there may be some, you know, light reflection under the chin if there's a underlighting, but for now we're just gonna do it as normal. And now I'm trying to tweak the side of his face a little bit more. There you go. And adding something to his eyebrows. And the other side. And now, since I have a bunch of mid-tone kind of layout, I can add some lighting to the nose. It's almost to the finished part. So now it's help bring out the things more, and I'm gonna softening that up a little bit, not too much. You still can see the line, but it's kind of softer. And I think I'm gonna brighten up his forehead using a hard edge brush. There you go. So now he looks somewhat decent. And then adding some light to the top of the nostril, and then some tweaking something on the side of the nose. So now he looks okay. Yeah, he looks like an actual concept art painting face. Not as realistic as the first one, but this one is slightly different. Be sort of stylized, but still maintain the realistic part of the proportional and, you know, facial structure and things like that. And now adding some highlight on top of the upper lips, and adding some red onto the side of the nose. the nose tip, and some red there, using overlay and multiply to kind of like, you know, pushing thing back and forth. Then merge everything down, and there you go. Compare the old to the new. New looks better, keep it. If it doesn't, go back and fix it. So now I'm using some pink skin tone to kind of like adding to the side of face a little more, using normal layer. Apply to the cheeks. I'm just kind of like experiment around at this stage, trying to see what I can, whether I can push it a little further, what can I do, things like that. Kind of experiment, bring his face out a little more, lighten up his face and things. So fix his forehead. Add some blue highlight to know. See, when you add the complementary or the cool over the warm, is popped and could be advantage. So now that's almost to the final stage. So now it looks a little more painterly and a little better with the cool light and warm shadow on the nose and things. And now I'm doing the ears. Just pick the appropriate color, apply to the top of the earlobe. And then some shadow underneath the top of the earlobes, and then the bottom earlobes, reshaping it and trying to draw some kind of ear line. Most of the time they are pretty similar, but different individual has different looks of their ears. Believe it or not, they don't look all the same, which is kind of strange to me. Some ears curving up differently and stuff, which is, you know, it take observation for you to see. If you go out and look at person ears from person to person, they look all different. You can probably identify a person using the ear. And now I'm going back in the face and retweak the nose a little bit more. I'm gonna take it as far as I can until, you know, it's come out to the way I want it. So he looks, his value looks a lot lighter than the original, but we can still work on it. So now I'm tweaking out the side of the other side of the face and reshaping his chin. And then I'm adding some lighter value underneath his jawline, and adding some color to the mech suit inside. And I'm giving some, make some blue color, just a little bit, some blue tint, and then tweaking his shin, adding some shadow and some light, not too light, but I darken it up a little bit because it was kind of too light before. So we're getting there. Taking a little bit of tweaking. Sometimes you go back a little, you know, step here and there, using multiply and things like that when you don't get what you want, and then till you get what you want, then go. I'm tweaking the eyes a little bit. Now he looks a little more determined, and tone down the highlight on the bottom of the eye. There you go. It's just a little tweak things here and there that makes that make or break your image. So, and now I'm gonna fix his nose bridge. There you go. Just little tiny tweaking that at this point that will change your little facial feature and things. Now add some light to his forehead. Tweaking the other side of face. So at this point, like, the things are there, and then you just kind of like keep tweaking bits and pieces a part of, you know, the facial feature or the portrait. It's kind of, you know, making it looks exactly how you want it. Take it to the point that you think this is okay. So now he looked like a young hero. Bits and pieces. So yeah, so from now I'm just tweaking little things. It's not a major part, just kind of keep working, you know, eliminating the outline, and sometimes you can keep it, sometimes you can take it out, depends on how you want him to look. So yeah, now it's, you know, it looks okay. I've got to fix the hair a little bit, maybe it looks a little less finished than the rest, so I'm just gonna do that a little bit, and sideburn and things, and I merge everything down. There you go. So I think this is pretty much done for this one. You can always go in and try to tweak things here and there as you please, but as a concept piece, for now, the, you know, hero in a sci-fi sort of wearing a mech suit character is done. So this is the end of chapter 6. I hope you learned something from those concept 1 and concept 2, and then on that concept I'm gonna go into this kind of wizard, shaman, wise omen type of character, facial construction and stuff like that. So it's gonna be quite a bit different. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'll see you soon.